Many trekkers ask me why Kedartal, and I find it very difficult to answer this question because there are not many treks that I have seen that comes close to Kedartal. That's because Kedartal at almost 15,500 feet, very high altitude trek, you get to a lake where there is this famous mountains of our country towering over it. And when I'm talking about famous mountains, I'm talking about some of the most famous mountains of our country. Now, you are standing on the edges of the lake, and right across the lake, on the other side, there is Mount Thalaysagar standing right over there in a pyramid. I mean, even looking at Mount Thalaysagar from the edges of the lake, I have seen trekkers break down and cry. Then you have Mount Bhrigupanth. Then you have Jogin sisters, Jogin 1, 2, 3 you get to see. You get to see Mandar Parvat. I mean, you name it. These are, not ordinary mountains of our country. They are over 6,000 meters, 7,000 meter mount summits that you see, and you're seeing it from the edges of the lake in its complete entirety, from the bottom to the top. This kind of an experience you don't get in any trek. I have not come across any trek which gives you this complete experience of seeing big mountains so up close. Even the journey to the Kedartal is very adventurous. Of course, it's not an easy trek to do. This trek climbs straight out of Gangotri all the way to Kedartal, but it is an adventure-filled trek. I mean, right outside Gangotri, you go through this deep coniferous forest. You come to your camp at Bhoj Kharak. You come to that camp, and that camp is very small. It's just on a ledge, so all of us are huddled together in few tents and trying to make the best out of that small camping area. Then we go to Kedar Kharak, where you are in a totally alpine zone. We are above 14,500 feet, you're in that kind of a zone. Nil guys are going around, blue ships that you're talking about. And that kind of a setting people have not seen. The sunsets are so thrilling and so vivid over there because, there's no pollution. The colors are absolutely astounding. So this trek is very rewarding, but it requires you to have good endurance, good legs, and also to be nimble on your feet, which is why we like people who have done previous treks before, because there are sections where you're going over an overhang, there are loose boulders and screes to navigate, there are rock falls to quickly pass through. So the trek is difficult, of course. You need good endurance, you need good legs, you need to have a past experience, some experience of having done treks before. But the sights that you see on this trek, especially with these big mountains reflecting on Kedartal, I think people go weak on their knees when they see that. I mean, these are surreal experiences which come in a life, probably only that once in your lifetime. So worth its weight in gold, and absolutely do it if you have all of these criteria that I mentioned.